8 seconds because it's like stalled right here. But if you do see a white flag, there's
Today we're going to find some fake dreads and put on your helmet and go out and pretend to be you. And
nowhere to tell them.
He's not answering. Just gonna figure this out.
We're doing the beginner class, so we have a driver out there with us. It's set up really, really well to make sure everyone is comfortable. Everybody kind of wade into the pool and you know get that temperature just right, so that you're not out there just getting pulleyed around on the racetrack. It's set up really, really well.
Don't go so fast. Can you see how narrow it is? Yep. Double apex, double turn. So you turn in here, you go all the way out, and then you turn back in.
Yeah, so when it's your first, you know, time and you're in the driver's meeting for the novice or whatever, they tell you everything. And they tell you that to calm you down, to let you know what side of the paddock you need to be on or how things are gonna go. But what it kind of really does is like, it kind of psychs you out because you're like getting all this information and then you're like, wait, what side did they say I need to be on? What do I do if this happens or this happens? And you don't have to remember everything because once you round that corner, like they tell you where to be.
Oh yeah, dude, it's really good. It's really good. It's
yeah,
really,
overheating is the weak link. I don't know if you knew that.
It's really progressive too. Like I did start sliding a little bit, but it was really easy. Yeah.
Next up is time attack. Jason Owens in his Type R is pulling an average time of 1 minute 41 seconds.
You ever meet these guys, SC Magazine dudes?
You look familiar. I'm always Sam. Also,
Yeah.
man?
They've been around since, this is actually my first job. It was writing for S3, and I found out I'm not a good writer. I'm not good.
But he's a great talker. Yeah. So I'd be like, just talk, and I try and
Just
keep up.
something time for you. I love you guys.
All right,
Enjoy your rental car.
It was 2011. I had bought the CRX from Greg Bucell, who probably all of you know, and we were going to get a motor for it in Nashville. And we made a pact that we were going to grow our hair out, get tan and ripped up, drive around without shirts on and giant wings, and just street race all over the place.
Tan stuff happened.
I got tan, I got the hair, I committed to that. We're working on the rip thing. I'll drive without a shirt on, who gives a But Greg, man, where you at, Greg? You went bald, but the beard counts. I'll take the beard. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Do I need to buckle those? Or?
Well, these just bounce around.
Sorry, man. We've been
You're good, man.
running around for the past hour and a half.
No, you're good. So they have a habit of bouncing around. I don't want your stuff getting on. That's too nice.
Thanks, man.
As Wooley prepares for his first solo race, he can feel his nerves starting to kick in.
You know, the bug bit me a little bit. I just want to go back out there right now and see if I can do whatever I didn't do the last time. It's stressful trying to learn a track, especially a real tight track like this, because like it's happening faster than my brain can like record. Like it's like, okay, that was good, do that, but then you're thinking about the next thing and it's hard to remember. But like just at the end of the session was when it was like, okay, now I'm getting in the flow. I feel like I know what's coming, and you connect a couple corners and it feels right, and you get that feeling, you know, like that was it. And then we had to come in.
Wooly just finished up his first session, and now I'm just kind of waiting on my turn. right, my first time out on track. Remember, my butterflies and nerves are going crazy here because it's the first time I've actually been on a road course track. So I was already very, very nervous. And as soon as I'm about to pull out, the lead instructor comes out and stops me and says, "Are you guys, you guys switching drivers on this car in the beginner class?" I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "No, you're not." And so at that point, I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm sorry. You know, it's a dumb situation that we caused. What do you want me to do? You want me to pull back around to the pits?" He's like, "No, just get out on track, go." So I did, and he's right. I mean, I was in over my head the first like 2 laps. I was just trying to follow everybody else as well as I could. I didn't really know what I was doing. But after, driving around with Syed, I knew what the rules were. I know the markers to hit, the braking points, the apex, and all that stuff. So I just kind of had to get the feel for it. So after about 2 laps, I started getting comfortable, and I felt like I was getting faster and faster. The first 2 laps, I was waving people by, letting people pass me. But then after that, I was keeping up pretty well. I met up with another white Type R, and me and him were kind of going about the same speed, and it was a blast, man. I hope we can figure it out to where me and Wooly can both get out there and do some more driving, because I want to go out again. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
Time attack group 1.
Look, he stopped me before I went out and got onto me because he doesn't want us rotating the car in the beginner class, which I get. I totally get that. Then when I finished, he kind of came up, stopped me again, and was like, "Go talk to your instructor." I wasn't sure if I did something wrong, or I thought I was following all the rules.
You didn't do anything too bad. I was on the radio. The only thing I heard from you is you kind of off pace, but then you pointed by, right? You pointed people by.
Yeah, I was pointing people by the first 2 laps.
Yeah, so like they were kind of slow in the beginning, and then it's like good point by. So give you thumbs up for good point by.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, dude. No problem.
All right, see you in a bit.
Yep.
Hi, Chihuahua, man.
Wooley, in an attempt to make him a better racer, catches a ride with Brooks in his Mustang GTR.
Want to drive anymore. It's pointless. Fruitless exercise for me to try and ever be a fast driver, because that dude was insane, dude. He would put that car into a spin and just catch it and go the other way. It was nuts, man. It was absolutely nuts. The problem is, because we have 3 drivers and we're all trying to run the beginner class because we're all beginners, the instructors, GridLife does not really want that to happen, and the reason is we're not progressing at the same rate with the rest of the group. They're getting 3 times the track time. We get to go out 1 time for every 3 times that they're going out. So that's a valid point. What we're worried about is if one of us bump up to intermediate, then you start to get out there. I mean, there's people in intermediate, obviously all those guys have more experience, but then you get the guys that have a lot more experience that are just kind of playing in intermediate, and for them, like I just rode with Brooks, and I think that was in intermediate.
Yeah,
and that
would just be 100% in the way there.
In
the way of monstrous cars with good drivers.
They're clubbing baby seals, and we're the baby seals.
No, everything's fine. They didn't do anything wrong.
Well, yeah, but they still don't want us all driving?
Yeah, no, that's off the table. We basically just have to pick who's going to drive, and then that's it.
As the day presses on, Wooley and Mike are left with a tough decision of who's going to race and in what class.
I don't feel comfortable getting out there with the intermediate guys. If I'm gonna keep running, it'll be in the beginners. But if we're only gonna have one person drive the car and it's gonna be in the beginner class, it should be you, because you've got more track experience. You're the one that did most of the work with the car. It's you. You're the face of the franchise.
Great.
A race delay gives Wooley one last chance to decide.
All right, so if you do beginner, yeah, and then I'll just read like the
Kind of watch it,
the
see how
vibes,
it's going
yeah.
out there.
Maybe on Sunday if some of these
There's
guys,
a couple killers out there. I'm going to sit this one out.
If some of these guys leave early on Sunday, you know, if it does rain tomorrow, the rain might chase some of those guys off.
That's true. That's
You know,
true.
if they're like, well, if we get out of here, you know, then maybe, I don't know, maybe if it rains tomorrow, they'll stick around for Sunday.
Yeah.
I could go out in intermediate. And if I do it on Sunday, I don't give a shit. You can't talk bad about me for that long. You'll be like, you just saw that? I gotta go. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody here is like that, man.
No,
I don't
it's
think-
really not.
It's not like that at all. Like if
It's
you
really
if you
not.
screw up and you like go in the weeds or something, they're gonna absolutely not let you forget it for a while. But just driving slow around the track, they're not gonna get mad at you about that, unless you're just in people's way, holding up traffic.
That's the thing, man. Some of those guys, you gotta watch your mirrors because they come out of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold them up. But you know what, riding with somebody like Brooks, when he's getting held up, he's not pissed about it.
No.
You know, he's fine. He'll lag back and then make up time, or else, you know, he'll wait until he can get flagged back.
When I was in the car with Syed, he was hauling passing people. We did get behind somebody slow that was holding us up, and he didn't get mad about that at all. He got mad about the fact the guy wasn't waving us to go around him. He was like,
Yeah.
come on!
Yeah.
Wave me through! Awesome, man. So much more comfortable the second time around. And I think this car might be a little bit overpowering for a lot of the beginner class because I was kind of getting stuck behind some traffic. I was definitely not because of my driving skill, because of the car. I was passing people on every single lap on the straightaways and stuff. The car felt great though, man. No overheating this time. I only did 5 laps though. There was a Lotus that came up out of nowhere and just stayed on my whole time, and I kept kind of waving for him to go by and waiting for him to do something, but he never really did it. So me and him just kind of did the whole course together for about 3 laps in a row. That was kind of awesome and a little bit sketchy because, you know, he makes everything super wide. So all of a sudden I wouldn't see him anymore. I'd be like, where the hell did he go? And I'm trying to dive into the next turn, and all of a sudden he pops up out of nowhere in another mirror. It was a little crazy, but it was cool driving with him.
I saw you pass somebody.
I was passing a lot of people.
I saw you. I was like, oh, you passed somebody. I was right by, right before the straight.
Oh,
So
which straight?
The main one. This one.
Okay.
So-
It's so fast. It's just you're just there, and then everything's just fast around you. There you go.
Where were you standing? Where were you shooting from?
I was just beyond the point over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can get that stretch as soon as you leave here. If you're like parallel to me, I get
The
that.
S3 crew finds a place to watch as Wooley enters his first intermediate race.
There were some fast cars out there. And them guys would be nothing, and then all of a sudden, poof, right behind you.
He dealt with the traffic pretty good because they come flying up. I mean, it's just like anything, though. It's a lot to learn at a new track.
And then I kind of learned over a couple laps, like, okay, just let them chill. They can chill. They're good. They know what they're doing. They're probably good enough to know that I don't, and I'll let them by as soon as I freaking can. I was intimidated by him though. Like I was driving too faster than I wanted to because I felt like I gotta be in this
And
thing.
when they pass, you want to keep up with them.
No, when they passed, they were gone into the sunset.
Hard to create confidence.
Yeah, it's funny because
Really, really bad. And so after that, I started, I found a white Type R, that had
Oh, yeah, I
just
saw
that
that
had
one.
just
Yeah, yeah.
passed me, and I just kind of like said I'm going to stay on his line, and so I did. So I kind of learned the track. I did like 2 laps with him, and he started getting a little faster and a little faster, and by the end of it, we were like getting deep into 5th gear on this back straightaway over here. So I was starting to get more confident with it, and then it's crazy how just like sitting around, you know, relaxing, and then going back out again, how like much more comfortable you get. I got out there with the beginner group again, and this car is just, it's too fast for the beginner group because I was passing people on every single lap. So Matt is going to go for a ride with our buddy Jason Owens in his Type R, which is way more badass than ours. This is Matt, our camera guy. Why don't you talk about it a little bit, Matt?
I'm gonna go race with Jason Owens, and I'm gonna drive. So what I'm gonna do is when I get into turn 1, I'm probably gonna be hitting it at like 130, 132.